What's up YouTube, it's MegaDPAL here and I'm bringing a black 2 white 2 Wi-Fi battle. Today's opponent is against a guy called Splashified. So yeah, I'm just using the sand team I made, and I really like the sand team because it has one of my favourite Pokemon in it. Choice Scarf Keldeo Resolution Flow. You know, I'd like to think I invented this. I used this on my first black white 2 Wi-Fi battle, and while you guys just using the normal calm mindsets, I was there sweeping with Choice Scarf Keldeo. So yeah, no, I'm just kidding, but yeah, I really like that set. And I'm just going to lead off with my rope and wash. He leads off with his scissor. Here I kind of thought he might predict the Volt Switch and, you know, switch out into his Landorus, so I'm just going to play it safe, go for that Will-O-Wisp, because if he does switch into his Landorus, then that thing's going to get burned, and if he stays in, which he did, I'm just able to cripple the scissor on the first turn, so that's real nice. He just goes for the Volt Switch, can't take it because of the burn, even nicer, go out into his Latios. I'm going to have to switch because my Rotom Wash can't do nothing really to Latios apart from maybe get some residual damage on it with burn, so I'm just going to switch out to my special defensive Tyranitar, settle the sand, and go from there. He predicts a switch nicely, goes, sets up a Calm Mind, so I know it's not a choice variant, so it's good for me. Here, kind of thought, you know, he's +1, he might want to go for that Surf, so I'll just go for the safe play Crunch instead of predicting anything, or Sentinel Rock, something like that. But this play actually really mattered a lot in the long run, as I'll explain later, but yeah. Here I'm just going to switch to my King Lion because it's the best thing I have to take either a U-turn, Bullet Punch, Superpower from this thing, and because of burn, this thing's going to be doing nothing, so that's great for me. Here he's going to get the switch initiative, go straight to his Skarmory. I only really have the Stone Edge, but that'll be doing nothing to Skarmory, so I'm going to have to switch out of there, hit it with a U-turn, and switch into my bitch, my Rotom Wash, as he just sets up a layer of spikes, predicting that, so good for him really. Here, because I made the safe play and went for the Crunch earlier on the Scizor, and he's going to predict me to go for the safe Volt Switch again this turn. Just going to go straight into his Landorus. I know he's going to do that. Here, predict that, go for that Hydro Pump as the Landorus comes in. Hopefully, if I can hit, it's going to easily take out the Landorus. I do it, and that's O-code the Landorus. So that's extremely nice for me. You know, that's what I do. I just O-code Landorus as soon as they come in. So yeah, that's great for me. Here he's going to switch into his Latios again, I do believe, which is a nice play because, like I said earlier, my Rotom Wash doesn't really have anything to touch this thing. So I'm going to switch into the Tyranitar. He predicts that. You know, he plays it safe, but I don't mind him going for the Surf. I am special defensive Tyranitar. It's not stabbed. It's not life orb boosted or anything, so I could take that very nicely. So yeah. Here I'm going to predict the switch into Scizor or Skarmory or something like that. So this turn I'm going to decide to set up my Stealth Rocks. As actually I believe he does just stay in and go for the Surf. Yeah, that's what he does actually go for. But again, I don't mind. I can take that really nice and just get up my rocks, which is good for me. So yeah, just going to both heal up on that. Well, he's going to first get it from the sand and then heal up on his leftovers, and I'm just going to cover from my leftovers here. Pretty sure I'd just go for that Crunch again. I'm not wanting to, you know, over predict too much, as he does switch, go into his Scizor again. But you know, all this Crunch damage on the Scizor adding up with the burn, it's going to take this thing down pretty soon, so that's good for me. It's not threatening at all, and it can easily be revenge killed, so yeah, it all matters really. So I still don't want to take a U-turn from this thing despite it being burnt, so I'm just going to have to go out into my bitch, my Rotom Wash, just to take that, which is really nice for me. The reason why I went into Rotom Wash instead of the Landorus, because if he decides to switch in Skarmory, then I'm doing the same pattern over and over again. I don't want that thing setting up spikes or anything like that, and I'd rather face off against this Latios because yeah, I just rather would. I could burn this thing, either switch out into something else and deal with it that way. So yeah, here I do actually predict him to go for the Surf, predicting Landorus switch, Tyranitar switch, so I actually go for the Pain Split actually, which would have been a real nice play. It still is a nice play, gonna heal up my Rotom Wash's HP a lot there, you know, splitting the pain of each other. So yeah, this next turn, well, he has just set up the one Calm Mind, so that's good for him. This next turn I'm like, the leftovers is healing him from the Sandstorm damage, so I need to really start getting some residual damage on this thing. Hopefully get it into a range where Scizor could kill, because I didn't think my Scizor would be able to come in with a Bullet Punch and KO from this range, so I'm just going to go for that Will-O-Wisp. Except to miss, so that kind of sucks for me. Now I'm not lucky enough to hit two Will-O-Wisp in one game, so yeah, my luck's usually miss 3 of them, which has happened. I will tell you now that has happened before. Alright, so I know he's at +2 now in special attack and special defense, and he doesn't want that burn. He knows it could be costly to him, so he's just going to go and attack me with that Dragon Pulse and switch out into my Tamaranta as Death Adder and get the free switch into Scizor. Like I said, I wasn't sure if the Bullet Punch would kill from this range. It is neutral damage, so I was kind of hoping, but yeah, we'll find out anyway. So I'm just going to go into my Scizor. He's going to get hurt by spikes, which isn't bad. Going to go for that Bullet Punch, hit this thing, and then I'm able to take this out, which is great for me, because Latios could have been a problem, but Scizor wrapped it up very nicely. So yeah, I'm locked into Bullet Punch, so switch is obvious, and I'm just going to go back into the Rotom Wash because it's the best thing I have, because it was a huge threat to his team. Could deal with a lot of stuff like the Heatran, the Rotom Wash, the Landorus, that's what I'm looking for, the Vaporeon, the Skarmory. So yeah, it was a real threat to his team, so that's nice for me. Here, he actually switched. I'm pretty sure that switch went for the HP Ice. Pretty sure he was predicting the switch in to either Landorus or Sandslash, and I do find out that this Heatran is actually holding the Air Balloon, which is quite bad for me, so I'm going to have to go for that Volt Switch after taking the Fire Blast, which is nice for me. Pop his Air Balloon, which is great for me, get the Switch Initiative, go into my Excadrill, my very well creative name for my Sandslash. Here he's going to predict the Earthquake, switch into a Skarmory. I knew he'd do that, just set up at Swords Dance. Now I'm at +2, and I want to get this thing down, this Skarmory down to the range where my Keldeo can come in and easily revenge kill it later. So that's the plans, as he actually set us up his spikes. I'm not too bothered about that. I do carry the Rapid Spin on this Sandslash, that's great for me. Hit the first Stone Edge, doesn't go for the second Stone Edge, except to miss. He's going to go for that Brave Bird. I know I can take 3 of these, except he gets a fucking critical hit, takes down the Sandslash, which sucks for me because I'm not able to get this thing down that well. Still it's going to be a 2-hit KO from my Keldeo at this range, and I'm not able to get rid of the spikes and whatever other chances he got, so that's kind of bad for me. Here I just go into my Red X. I kind of wanted him to, you know, go for that Brave Bird so he'd take more residual damage, recoil damage even. But it doesn't, and I'm just going to go for the U-turn as he switches out into his Vaporeon, which does a lot of damage to this thing, which is really nice. Just going to go into my King of the Land. Didn't want to lock myself into the Earthquake because the Skarmory is still there, and if I switch into the Skarmory I go for Stone Edge, then like I said, it would be in decent damage and good range for my Keldeo to take out. And if it stays in there I could take care of the Vaporeon, except I go for that Stone Edge, and of course I miss because my name is MegaDPAL and I am so unlucky at times. So yeah, he's going to set up a Wish, protect the next turn, seal up all that damage from the U-turn, so that's great for him, not too good for me. I'm pretty sure I am just going to... No, actually, here this next turn I know he's going to go for the Scald, so I'm like, even though my Rotom Wash was a huge threat to his team, I do have my Keldeo, and if I can get this Vaporeon down into the range where I can take it out and the Skarmory out, I can easily sweep up the rest of his team, his Heatran and his Scizor. So I'm just going to sacrifice the Rotom Wash as Death Adder, which is great. Get a free switch into anything I like, which I'm just going to go back into my Scizor because I need to get some damage from on this thing with the U-turn. And if he switches, I can still keep up the momentum, and I get the switch initiative and everything. So it actually makes a really good play. Scouts out what I'm going to lock myself into because he knows I'm choice band with damage this thing did. So good play for him. He knows I'll just lock myself into the U-turn, which I don't really care. And here it actually makes a really bad play. He thought his Scizor was faster than his Vaporeon, except I'm not, and I'm able to fire off that U-turn, do a fuck ton of damage to this thing, get the switch initiative, go into the MVP of the battle, the Choice Scarf, Keldeo Resolution form, and looking at his team, he's got the Vaporeon, easily going to be taken out by a Secret Sword. He's got the Heatran, which I can easily take out with the range that thing's on, and I'm super effective against it, so that's great for me. He's got the Scizor, which can't touch me, and I can take that thing out, and it will be a 2-hit KO on the Skarmory, so I can just start to proceed to sweep up his team. He goes into his Scizor, goes that Bullet Punch, tries to get a bit of more prior damage on, adding up with the Sandstorm, but it doesn't matter because this thing can't touch me, especially with the burn, so I'm able to sweep that thing up, take it out with the Secret Sword. Next he's just going to go into his Timid, his Heatran, and easily going to be able to take it out from this range. Set to make a weird play. goes into the Skarmory and maybe doesn't know I'm choiced, maybe thought I might go for that Hydro Pump, hope for miss, and maybe he could get off a Brave Bird and take me out, something like that. I have no idea, but I know I am choiced, so I am locked into this. I'm just going to go for the Secret Sword again, take it out, so that's real nice for me. And now he's just going to go into his last Pokemon, the Heatran, and that's going to be easily taken down, like I keep saying, by this wonderful Keldeo Secret Sword. Its gracefulness, its speed, and its power easily takes this out the rest of his team, so that's a good game. Alright.